Hello everyone, welcome to the last lecture in Unit 1. So far we have seen so many things on computer graphics like output primitives, attributes of output primitives, many display devices like raster scan display, random scan display, how a CRT works, difference between random and raster scan display, advantages of raster scan, advantages of random scan. We have seen many applications of computer graphics like entertainment, visual representation, education training, for CAD purposes, for engineering drawing, many things we have seen. And also we have seen many line, circle and ellipse drawing algorithms. We have also seen what are bundled attributes. So finally, uh, in this video we'll see what are area filled primitives, or it's also known as filled area primitives. So this is the last topic in Unit 1. So before we delve into this topic, we'll first get to know what is a polygon. So polygon is a closed surface or a closed shape made up of line segments. So, or connected line segments which form a closed surface is known as a polygon. So, if you see the example for this triangle, this is made up of 3 line segments and it is closed. So, this is a polygon. So, what is filled area primitives is, for this polygon, inside this polygon, we are going to fill this area with a color. Okay, so what, as we have already discussed, when in small child we used to do coloring book. We used to have a coloring book and we used to paint inside the figure curve. But the computer is not so much intelligent like we are. So what the computer does is it applies many algorithms to check and color the interior region of the polygon. So that is what is filled area primitives. So the first one is scanline algorithm. Scanline polygon filling algorithm. Okay. So here in scanline polygon filling algorithm, what we have is, first we have to know what is a scanline. So let us take an example. So let us consider an x and y axis like this, and let us consider a normal polygon. Okay, so scan line is just like this raster scan display. We saw that the electron gun scans through, traverses through line by line. So this traversing of, so this traversing from left to right coordinates fully, this one line is known as a scan line. Okay, so what this algorithm does is that, so it scans the entire region from top to bottom and from left to right. Okay, so when it starts scanning, let us take this example, this particular example. It starts scanning from this point. So when it reaches the edge of the polygon, it notes its x value. So that x value will be noted, because in one scan line, the y value is going to remain constant. Suppose this is 4, this is 4 throughout this line. So only this x value is going to change. Okay, so now it notes this point value, that is when x equals to 2 in a buffer, and keeps on continuing till it reaches the another edge. So when it reaches the another edge, it notes its x value as also into the buffer. So between these two x value, the computer will understand that all the points in between these two x value are interior of this polygon. So it will color this entire line with the particular color which needs to be inside this polygon. This is the interior color, which is the interior color. So we'll take another example. We'll consider this one. So what happens is that, consider this scan line. Okay, so when it reaches this polygon's edge at 2, and it reaches this another, the same polygon's another edge at 4. Okay, so it takes these two values and stores it here, and it continues and reaches the another polygon edge at 8, and it stores the 8 value here, and finally it reaches the final edge at 12, so it stores the 12 value here. So what the computer understands is that it takes two value, a set of value. So between 2 and 4, the points between 2 and 4 will be colored, and the points between 8 and 12 will be colored. So this is how the computer will understand what to color and what not to color. So, and the computer will also understand that between 4 and 8 is exterior of the polygon, so it will not color between 4 and 8. Okay. In the scanline algorithm, there is a special case actually. It is mainly, we can say, like there was a disadvantage, but now the computer has fixed it. So let us consider the special case 1, where this is the polygon and this is the scan line. When the scan line is traversing, it notes this point as 2, this point as 8, but again we see that between 8 and 12 also it is interior point, but I already told you that it will take only one set of value, that is 2 values, and that will be considered as one set, and that only will be colored. So between 2 to 8 it will be colored, but between 8 to 12 it will not be colored, because it will take only the first 2 values as one set. Okay, but we know that 8 and 12, between 8 and 12 also all the points are inside, so the computer must color this area also. So this is one special case, and the second special case is this one. Now consider this polygon. So now when the scan line is moving, it will take this value, okay, as 2, and this value, let us consider this as 12. So what happens is that now it must color from this point to this point. But now what happens is that it will check whether to take this value as 112 or whether it to take this value as 212. So we have one condition. If the y value, while scanning, if the y value is monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing based on the how we move. So if for example I start at this point, so I move up, okay, now the y value is decreasing and the scan line is meeting at this edge. Now again when I move here, the y value is decreasing. So in this region also the y value is decreasing, in this region also the y value is decreasing. So the y value is monotonically decreasing, so it will take this point as only one point. Okay, this is the case 2. But if you see in case 1, if I go from here, the y value is monotonically decreasing. But if I continue in this line, the y value is increasing. So what happens is that it will consider this point, this vertex point, as 2 points. So you see, it will consider as 2, 8, and also it will consider as 8, 12. So now the problem is solved. So between 2 and 8 it will be colored, and between 8 and 12 it will be colored. So this condition you need to remember. If y is monotonically decreasing, it will consider this edge point as only one point. But if it is the y value is decreasing and increasing, or vice versa, if it is increasing and decreasing, okay, it will consider as 2 points. This edge point will be considered as 2 points. So monotonically increasing in this case, let us see. I told you we were traversing from this end to this end. Now let us traverse from this end to this end. So if you traverse from this end, now y value is increasing, meeting the scan line, but again it is increasing. So this also it will take it as 1 point only. So this is how scan line area fill algorithm will work. So next is seed filling algorithm. Inside seed filling algorithm, we have two main algorithms, which is the boundary fill algorithm and also the flood fill algorithm. In boundary fill algorithm, let us consider a closed random polygon like this. Okay, for a boundary fill algorithm, there are conditions. Okay, the boundary fill algorithm needs to have a fill color, that is the interior color. For example, yellow. Yellow is the interior fill color. The any interior pixel x comma y. So take this point as x comma y, which should be interior to this polygon, and also the boundary color, which is the red color. This boundary color, the fill color, and also the interior point x comma y should be given in boundary fill algorithm. So what this does is it checks the adjacent pixels, okay, whether it is interior or exterior. How it checks is it checks with the 4 connected or 8 connected. In 4 connected, it checks the if this is the xy, it checks the top, bottom, left and right values, and if it is not red color, that is if it is not boundary color, and so it will take that point as the interior color and fill it with the yellow color. Okay, so I hope you understand. The same thing happens for 8 connected. 8 connected, it not only checks top, bottom, left, right, it checks all the adjacent pixel around this pixel xy, and if it is not the boundary color red, it will fill all these colors with yellow, which is the interior pixel. Okay, this is boundary fill algorithm. Now let us see the next one, which is flood fill algorithm. In flood fill algorithm, the conditions are the same as boundary fill algorithm, but what happens is in boundary fill algorithm, the boundaries will be of the same color. If red means the boundary is completely red, but in flood fill algorithm, it need not necessarily be like that. This boundary can be blue, this boundary can be red, and this boundary can be green. So in flood fill algorithm, an interior point must be given. Okay, then you must fill all these interior points, okay, with some color, some random color, but and also what color must be filled inside this polygon must also be specified. Okay, now it uses the same 4 connected and 8 connected, okay, to check whether the adjacent pixels are of the previously filled color, or is it any of the background, that is the boundary color. So if it is the boundary color, it will not fill with a specified interior color, but if it is already filled with some other color, it will change to the specified color. To make it more clear, I will explain it clearly. So if this is red, this is blue, and this is green, and I want to fill this interior color with yellow. Okay, so first what I'll do, I'll fill all this color with any other color. For example, let this interior, all these interior points I'll fill with brown, and I'll specify an interior pixel point. Okay, and the old color will be brown and the new color will be yellow. So it will check for all the brown colors, and if it is red, if the pixel is red, it will ignore. If the pixel is blue, it will ignore. If the pixel is green also, it will ignore. So it will fill all this brown color, brown pixel to yellow pixel. This is the flood fill algorithm. So to check whether a point is inside a polygon or not, we have a test known as inside outside test. Okay, in the inside outside test, we have two subdivision. One is the odd even test and another is non-zero test. Okay, so consider this polygon and consider this interior point and draw a straight line away from the polygon. Okay, so this line will cut the polygon in two places. If you see clearly, this is cutting the points at two places. If the intersecting point is even number, then we can understand that this point is actually exterior point. If the intersecting point is odd number, then the point is known as then the point is considered as an interior point. The same applies. This is the odd even test. Okay, so the next one is non-zero test. What is that? We consider if the line moves from top to bottom as +1, right to left as +1, bottom to top as -1, and left to right as -1. So when we consider this point, it is moving from A to B, so that is top to bottom, which is +1, and it is intersecting this point. This is C to D, which is moved from left to right, so this is -1. So +1 -1 0. So if the sum is 0, then it is an exterior point. If it is not 0, then it is an interior point. So this completes the inside outside test, and finally we have come to the end of the unit 1. So from the next lecture, we will see what we are going to see in unit 2 and unit 3. So thank you for listening patiently. I hope you liked this lecture. Thank you so much.